Hi guys, here we have the Prime One Studios Hunter's Victim. This is a Prime One store exclusive, which is an add-on piece for the quarter scale big game Predator, the Jungle Hunter version, which was on display a couple of years ago. Now, I'm not sure why this isn't licensed as Predator, but maybe due to the goriness of the piece. But Prime One have given us this option, which is great, and I think we got a bit of a discount if we ordered this through the store after we had already ordered the Predator, so that was good. Even though it was a Prime One store exclusive, I know some other retailers end up getting it, but I had this on order. It was around about $7.99, something like that, plus shipping. The box was pretty big, so quite an expensive piece when it comes down to it for an accessory, but for me, fan of Predator, this just sort of finally showcases some more of the Predator's brutality. So I was unprepared for the size. I knew it was going to be about 107.9 centimeters tall. So probably the tallest piece I have in the collection. But seeing it set up, it's just absolutely massive. People have been saying that. The people that seen it on conventions and done convention videos saying how huge it is, but just still, you try to prepare yourself, but this thing is just insanely large. And I'm really not sure where I'm going to be putting it actually, so let's go take a closer look. Alright, so here it is. So this will look awesome next to the quarter scale Predator. So you get the base in the box. So you got this whole huge section here. Some of the plants are already installed. They're all sort of mashed up a bit being in the box, so you have to sort of play around with the wiring. Quite a few issues with a couple of them were bent, almost snapped, some of the leaves, so I had to sort of repair those, which is quite easy with these plastic plants, but they're a little bit cheap, yes, but they do the job. Or cheap looking, I would say. But seeing it's a comic piece, it's sort of, you can sort of forget that. I put the Jim Hopper dog tag that comes with the Predator there, so this guy can be Jim Hopper. Anyway, so you get a few plants to install yourself. These two big sort of fern sort of trees here. You get a few at the back, those larger ones. You get two of those as well. So there's 3 on each of those stems. So you put 2 of those in, plus these 2. And you get the 3 ones that hang. So you got the base, which goes all up to roughly about here. Then you've got this larger piece that goes up here. And then you've got another piece there. So it's absolutely massive. The body has key areas here. So it's not just hanging with these ropes. Actually, you actually have to slide in and it'll click in. It holds him up quite well. You get some twine, so you got to wrap that up to make it look like it's hanging. So you got to tie that up yourself and loop it around. These sort of hanging vines, sort of leaves, they come really pointed at the end. You have to sort of play around the wire to get them around, sort of, otherwise they sit up really high and look silly. So you got to sort of bend them to smooth them out. They sort of cover it up a little bit. One thing I think was a bit silly was the hands. They're separate, maybe due to possible breakage purposes. They have them separate, but it sort of looks like he's wearing gloves. That's a little bit of a nitpick, but it's absolutely gruesome piece. So in the past with Predator pieces, you know, they're amazing. They look awesome, but they don't really showcase his brutal nature. Whereas finally a company has done it, you know, has done this piece to sort of showcase that. And you'd have to be a pretty hardcore fan or someone who really loves that gory sort of stuff to want to get this. These pieces all come separate, so they've got joints. You've got one piece here, 1, 2, 3, and I think another one over there, 4. Now, I was worried they weren't sort of linking up, or sort of, they looked too small, they were sort of too close. I was wondering, why aren't these fitting? And they do have a bit of flex, and the instructions say you might want to heat them up a bit because they do shrink or bend during different climates. So mine wasn't too far off. I didn't even use the hairdryer, sort of opened up a little bit and they just locked on. So when you get this, you might find that they don't go on. If you've got to live in a really cold climate, it's probably best to use a hairdryer to make these really soft, and install them, and you'll be able to bend them outwards a bit more so they click in. That was one little tiny issue I faced, but yeah, if you've got a really cold climate, you bend them too much, you might end up snapping it here somewhere, so just be careful. It's not something that can really turn around. It's absolutely huge and heavy. It's about 21 kilos out of the box, about 29 with the box. It's nice diorama areas. These small plants look really good. Do you like the smaller stuff rather than the bigger stuff? Sort of strange, it doesn't sort of contour around the Predator piece. It's sort of like it's got its own thing happening. So it's something that you have to sit quite far behind. And as I said, you're going to need a lot of room to display both. A big deep shelf to put this behind it. So I think it's going to look a little bit silly side by side. Probably best to have this slightly behind it. Yeah, so I'm quite surprised that, I keep saying how large this piece is, sorry. It's just, don't know where I'm going to put it. It's absolutely massive. Okay, so here's the packaging. Mine's number 107 of 350. Special package, Prime Studio Hunter's Victim. See, when you search this up, nothing comes up under Predator, so it's Primon's own doing. No license required. So it's pretty large. There's 2 layers in the foam, top and bottom. Nice image of it there with some more background. Just some more jungle there, so nothing crazy, but yeah, there's the packaging that it comes in. As per usual with Prime One, you get some flyers of their other products. The Fugitive bus, which I have, and the Fugitive accessories, which I have as well, which I'm yet to film, and also the Fugitive Predator Marquette, which I've also done a video on, so it's pretty cool. You also get, obviously, the assembly instructions showing all the pieces. Showing you front and sort of rear views. And then the assembly instructions. A lot easier to put the plants in this one than it was with the Predator, that's for sure. Doesn't take very long to set this one up. The only issue I had was just fixing some of the plants, which came crushed from transit, so. All right, lastly, I'll show you this sort of view where the base actually looks like it's front on. But unfortunately, the base front on means the Victim is side on. You don't see as much of the tree this way. It might end up looking okay this way. Not sure how I'm going to display it. Here I'll explain. See these things here. So this one here was particularly short. It was basically here. I'm like, how am I going to get this over there? Then you've read the instructions, just says heat it up and bend it apart and click it on. So yeah, there's quite a few of them that need to be linked up. So all his back detail. It's pretty gruesome all up, which is great. All right, guys, I'm going to leave it there. Have you enjoyed this quick look at Prime One's Hunter's Victim bonus exclusive? Thanks for watching. See you later.